When doing home improvement sales, it's important to get enough trust and rapport to be able to sell a high-ticket item after talking to a total stranger for 2 hours. They believe you, they buy. They don't believe you, they don't buy. The quickest way to get this level of rapport is using the power of truth. We all know that selling is telling the truth in the best possible light. A good salesperson never lies, only the weak ones do. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I mean goes beyond you overstating the guarantees or the truth about what your product actually is or what it can do. What I'm talking about is being truthful in your relationship with your customer. Learning to do this is not only good for your soul, but will help you build a level of intimacy far better than anything else you can do. Your connection and trust will literally be gold because you'll make more money. Please listen to the end so you don't miss anything in learning why and how to do this. I will also tell you the one time you may have to lie to your customer. Also, if you like these type of videos, please subscribe to help me. And if you want more free in-home sales training, check out the link in the description below. In its simplest terms, being truthful is a fancy way of saying that you have to be real with someone. You want customers to be real with you, right? You want them to tell you what their real objection is at the end, what part of your sales presentation is annoying to them, and what part they like or what they really need for you to sell them. Well, if you want them to be that real with you, you have to start by being real with them. People get real with you to the level they feel that you're being real with them. Think about that. If one of your friends is BSing you, does that make you be real, or do you just BS them right back? But if they're being totally honest with you and tell you how their heart was broken and what happened afterwards, doesn't that make you want to be more real with them? So if you aren't being real with your customer, how do you expect them to be real with you? If you know something is happening and you don't say anything, you aren't being real. One example of you being real with them sometimes involves you calling a customer out in their BS. For example, they're being rude and disrespectful to you in the warm-up and you do nothing. You need to be real with them by addressing it or calling them out on it. This level of honesty will also help you control the otherwise difficult customer. An example of this is, one time I had a lady who was just rude to me from the very beginning. When I asked her how she was doing, she said, "Well, why do you want to know?" When I asked her if I could use her table to write, she said, "Write what?" etc. It was just horrible. So I asked her, "Do you mind if I ask you a question?" "No." "Have I been rude to you in any way here today?" "No." "Were the people at my company impolite or rude to you?" "No." "Then why are you treating me like this?" She stopped for a second, glaring at me, and then she broke down and said she was sorry, but she just found out that her boyfriend had been cheating on her and her day was horrible. I told her how sorry I was and asked her if this was a bad time and if she wanted me to come back. She said no. She apologized again, and we had excellent rapport from then on. Honesty. Now, if I hadn't done that, the sales call would have been horrible. She probably would have been talking to me the whole time like I was her ex. What could be better than calling people on their BS and making money by doing it? So why don't salespeople do this? One, they aren't used to doing it. If you let people walk over you in your real life, it may feel uncomfortable for you to do it to a total stranger. So much of your weakness in your own life shows up in your sales call and vice versa. Learn to get real with people in your sales job, and your personal life will improve as well. The other reason is that the salesperson is afraid to upset the customer or that they'll lose the sale. First off, if you let people lie to you and walk all over you, they won't respect you and you won't make the sale anyway. If you're saying the truth, they may not like it, but they won't throw you out in the long run or respect you a lot more. It's sort of like your parents when you were growing up, and they may have said things that you didn't like, but if you knew it was the truth, you listened and you didn't get mad. Same thing here. The second reason people let customers do this is because your self-esteem is low and you care too much about what people think about you. When your self-esteem is high, the only person who should care about what they think about you is you. I wasted a lot of my life trying to make other people happy and not being true to myself. Now I worry about doing what I think is right and making myself happy. It's a lot easier and I'm a lot more happy. Some people are also uncomfortable with having a confrontation with people. This really is a type of confrontation, and by not calling someone out on it, you're letting them disrespect you and take money from you. You really have nothing to lose because in a one-call close, you'll never see this person again for the rest of your life. So why not? That's why I always say the difference between great salespeople and regular ones is that the great salespeople worry less about what the customer thinks about them than they do about making the sale. Another thing that helps get this intimacy is the fact that sometimes you're in their home talking to them for 2 hours. When is the last time you talked to somebody for 2 hours straight that didn't involve alcohol? Plus the fact that they're a total stranger can actually make it easier for them to be real with you, because sometimes they tell you things they never told their best friends about because there's no risk involved. They don't know or care about what you think, so they can be honest. This type of honesty will help you throughout your sales call. You just aren't using it. For example, if you're in the warm-up and starting to set the stage and the customer starts rolling their eyes, or any part of your visit they start doing that, you should be addressing it. I'm sorry, I noticed that you're rolling your eyes at what I'm saying. Is that because you don't believe me, or is this annoying you? Because if it is, please tell me, because I don't want to waste your time. Well, I know you have to go through your spiel, and I don't really want a sales presentation. Well, John, I don't know what to tell you, because this is a sales presentation in a way, because at the end, if you want it, you have to give me money. What I will tell you is that I will get to the point, only tell you what I have to offer and how much, then you can decide what to do. And if you don't want it, then I won't sit here pressuring you for hours. How does that sound? Well, that would be good. But in return, I only ask that you listen to what I have to say, and at any point you think I'm full of it or wasting your time, you tell me so I can leave. Fair enough? Do you see that by you being honest, how your level of rapport and trust grows? Now, it's important to note that when you're getting real with someone, or getting them to be real with you, that you're polite and not coming across like an interrogator. Don't be confrontational and smile when you're doing this. For example, one time I was in the close with an accountant, and he told me that he really needed to think about it because he didn't know if he could afford to pay for it. Very politely, I said, "Frank, do you mind if I ask you a question?" "Sure." "If you don't want to do this, that's fine. But for you to tell me that you don't know if this will fit in your budget makes me feel sort of uncomfortable." "Well, why, Ron?" "Well, the fact that you're an accountant, and from how detailed you are, I bet you're one of the few people who actually knows how much you have in your checking account to the dollar. Am I right?" "Yeah, you're right." "So if you don't want to do it, that's fine. But can you at least tell me the real reason? Because I know you know if this will fit in your budget." "Well, actually, Ron, ... This is why you need the rapport I mentioned earlier, but you still need to be direct and honest, and if you do, people will respond in kind. It's weird because it's like the chicken and egg. Which came first? You need the rapport to call someone out on things, but by doing that, you'll get more rapport. If you have the street sense to know what's going on and don't call someone on it, then you're wasting your skill. You might as well be clueless and be like the sales reps who really are clueless. You know, the ones who tell me how much the customer liked them. When asked how they know, they say, "Well, they helped me carry everything out to the car." The best rule of thumb is to say what you feel and ask the questions that you're normally afraid to ask. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Oh, I almost forgot about the one time you may have to lie to your customer and why it's okay. It's when you first get there and have to say, "Nice to meet you." Now, if you like these type of videos, check out the video on how to build trust, 4 mirroring tips, or the playlist on closing listed above. Happy selling!